This summer, I had the privilege of participating in a student teaching program in South Korea. The experience has left me with many fond memories of the people, the culture, and the natural beauty of South Korea. The first thing that struck me was the beauty of the rural landscape. It was amazing to be able to walk outside as the sun was setting and hear 3 or 4 different kinds of cicadas chirping at once. Naturally, a lot of my fascination comes from growing up in the Pacific Northwest and being captivated by the exotic scenery. But native Koreans also have a sort of nostalgia for this sort of place, especially those from large urban areas like Seoul. Here at Suncheon Bay, the Naganupseong Folk Village is a popular tourist destination for native Koreans and foreign visitors alike. The second thing that struck me was the hospitality of the Korean people. Even as I was walking in town, passers-by would smile at me when we made eye contact. I found myself surprised time and time again by the kindness of strangers. One example in particular sticks out in my mind. During orientation, my roommate and I had trouble opening our door. By a stroke of luck, I was able to request help from the custodial staff using what few Korean words I knew. They were very understanding and friendly to me, more than I could say for some Americans' treatment of non-English speakers. One of the staff rode up with me in the elevator to our room. Before we reached the top floor, she noticed a few stray grains of rice on my shirt, pointed them out to me, and picked them off herself. She became well known among my friends and I for the favors she did. So we decided to reciprocate by giving her a thank you card and some small gifts we had brought from home. I worked with native Korean university students teaching English to middle school students from a variety of socioeconomic backgrounds.
What are you doing? Oh, it's close. Here they are.
Part of the reason I chose this program was that I felt I could do so in good conscience. I wasn't working at one of the countless after-school academies sprinkled across the nation, where upper-middle-class tiger moms paid their children's way to success. Instead, I was working with all sorts of brilliant young people who might not have had the opportunity to develop these skills otherwise. In addition, we were exposing them to a different kind of experience than they would find in the Korean education system. English language education in Korea tends to focus more on grammatical accuracy and reading and writing skills and speech fluency. At the camp, native English-speaking teachers provided a more Western-style focus on speaking and listening skills.
What is the opposite of man? Very good, girl.
This was my first time working with ESL learners of this age group. One of the most helpful things I learned in this camp is that younger students tend to be kinesthetic learners. We were encouraged to drill students on vocabulary using active games. Games involving acting and drawing were especially effective, since they helped in keeping our students' attention and built associative relationships between language and actions or images. We also got our students to use English actively and creatively by writing their own skits.
Oh, it's still eating. I'm very sorry, but I want to kill you.
One, two, three, three.
Just leave her here. She's too bad.
Of course, my fondest memories of Korea come from my students.
We are pink dolphins.
My homeroom students are all fresh-faced, outgoing, and creative young men and women. I came to camp with the goal of teaching them all about my culture. But they've taught me so much just by being who they are. About Korea, about teaching, about working with children, and about cross-cultural communication. Many of my students have asked me for my phone number or my email address. Practice. In Korea, I've made many strong bonds. I've learned to embrace my strengths and weaknesses, and I've taken part in a unique experience that allows me to reflect on my potential as a teacher and a traveler. I wouldn't trade my time here for anything.